Hello everyone, Natred here, doing another one of my fight reviews. I believe this will be review 21. As always, I'm here with my lovely co-host, Totally Legal Butane Torch. And today we're going to be looking at a fight between Skeeter and Devry. And Skeeter here on the right actually sent me this tape of himself to review. And so I just wanted to stay in big window mode and say thank you for doing that. I really appreciate it. It's honestly kind of an honor to have somebody I've only really interacted with at a distance on the internet be like, hey, I'd appreciate it if you looked at this. So thanks for that. Let me get myself out of the way. And let's get started. So this is an Amp Guard first to 10. I've had both of these guys on the channel before. Devry here on the left is a Warlord. I had a chance to review some tape of him fighting Flo. And Skeeter on the right, I don't know any of his stats or anything, but had the chance to watch him before as well. Yeah, so this is going to be really easy to tell who Skeeter is. He's got the big, the communist shield. This is Amp Guard. We have two righty board fighters. They look like they're both strap shields. We have one punch. Always appreciate a punch. So just want to, not to start deep diving too quick, but this little thing that Devry throws right here. So it's super at a distance, right? But I've talked a lot about how to pick shots that you can throw to begin an engagement. I like shots like this quite a bit because even though it didn't do anything at all, it wasn't a super. You didn't really make him reach. It didn't throw him out of position. Nice, good initiator. Well, it would have been better if it had initiated anything. So we lost the shield arm somewhere in there. We had some grindage occur. They kind of run it back on both. And we have this little grinding range chop and trying to do a little ups back of the blade into the forearm. Doesn't quite get there. Devry throws money, then comes up, tries to get the arm, nothing. But because it looks like Skeeter here is out of position with his sword, he has to overcommit with his shield to block it. And just barely gets the tricep there. I bet from a different angle, we could probably watch this sword bend a bit to make that, oh man, barely gets the tricep there. I don't think it was any shot before that to pick it off, but. And of course, in any kind of competitive or semi-competitive situation, totally fine to run your opponent down. Don't have to give him a chance to switch gears. Switch hands, switch gears, whatever. Okay. I think that's pretty cool. It's neat to see Skeeter have this much control over his footwork, the ability to kind of do a little fake like that with his feet, where he comes in and he stops, pretty much on kind of on a dime. But take a look at this wrap shot. Something that I think is a lack in my game myself right now is countering dark-siding fighters. I think that I probably dark side the most out of a lot of people that I fight regularly. But if I was dealing with somebody that was throwing dark against me pretty often, I would try to throw wraps like this. Maybe not exactly like this, but the same idea. I've always heard that wrap is like a nice natural counter to the dark side because their shield's going to be out of position. You can watch his shield come across as he goes dark here. Pew! But if I was Skeeter and I was wanting to shore this up a little bit, I'm gonna cough again one sec. If I was trying to shore this up a little bit, I would just keep my hand a little bit lower. Like right here, there's no reason in Amp Guard, or really almost any game, to full cock like this. Like these aren't SCA swords. You're not having to like crank the crap out of people. I would say just like bring that hand from here, like just not only in this instance, but just in general. Keep There's never really reason to go back this far. Try to stop with your sword as vertical as you can, because I found that and I'm not a super strong guy, and I've played games that require sufficient force for a long time. I can generate like all the force I need just from my arm being like 3/4 cocked. Just you don't have to like come back like you're gonna hit somebody with a hammer. But he still picks it up. So like it's hard to argue with W's, but I would try to like maybe just bring that sword a little bit down, a little bit more in front in your guard in general. It keeps you in a more like I think you lost your arm there perhaps, and just having that guard lower may have prevented that. That was the initial thing that made me want to rant about it. Was the thought you probably didn't have to lose the arm there. Pretty. Let's look at it. Oh, I love it. Yeah, I like this. I like this cross chop. Devry here just comes across, makes a little bit of contact with the sword, and this starts your opponent's brain having to like, oh, now I got like this is some stimulus. And like what I like about this is that it lets your opponent think that they're safe. You hit them in their guard intentionally, and then they don't really think they're in trouble anymore, so they just sit there. Like there's probably part of Skeeter's brain after this little chop makes contact. Man, I hate the variance and how well the frame by frame works on YouTube. If you look at how this chop hits, and then we have Skeeter just kind of stand there, opens his guard up a little bit. Not to say it was super open, but that little bit of contact makes you feel like you're safe, and then you slip in something like that. I do that a lot with shield side like flat wraps. I will like chop the top of my opponent's shield basically, come back to half cock and step like lean in a little bit and flat wrap. And that initial chop makes it like feel like their guard's in a good position and their shield's in a good position and they're nice and safe. And so if you just whap, whap, they probably won't move their shield at all. And you may catch them in the middle of resetting. Oh, the sounds of children screaming in the background. Okay, so Devry won that. Yep, I think Brett is the guy that made this kind of famous. The money that you just like throw your head into your opponent's primary striking lane. Like, I don't know, man. Whenever somebody hits me in the head when I try to do stuff like what DeVry just did here, I just always say, "No, don't worry about it." Because like, watch the flight path of DeVry's head straight into this like sword shoulder. Douche. Yeah. So I'm not saying like I'm not trying to victim blame at all. I am saying though, if you're gonna move your shield away from your head while shoving your head forward towards your opponent's primary flight path, well, that was cool. We're gonna look at that. You might get hit in the face more often. So we have this little cross tap into a spin. I like the spin attempt here. I'm not a huge fan of spins in general, but see, it's just so hard. It's so hard for dudes, especially like, I'm a little bit above like Skeeter's weight class here. Unless you're some like super skinny, nimble dude, it's really hard to pull off spins like consistently because, I feel like as far as spins go, mechanically, this is all right. Like the sword's at a good height. The shield's like around in time to get the block. Skeeter doesn't really get that off balance. Let's see where he sets back down at. Yeah, like he sets back down in like a decent foot position. Like it's okay. But what really needs to happen for this shot to work is you have to have the body that lets you like be here with your front foot and like here with your back foot. Like there needs to be like a lunge in the middle of this. And so yeah, if you're a big dude and you want to fucking spin shot people, you know, world's your oyster, make it work and fucking style on the haters, but you're probably going to have to start off when they're a little bit closer to you, and you definitely aren't going to be able to throw it if you both are just standing like directly in front of each other and not moving. Your spin's probably going to not come in time for them to like get got by it. They'll be able to just step backwards. If they're already retreating, you're not going to be able to lunge forward fast enough to hit that spin shot. But if they're in the process of moving in on you, then that's all of a sudden where you can like stop retreating and maybe kind of like get a little bit of extra range cheated to you by them stepping in and kind of helping you. So yeah, play to your strengths, understand what your body is capable of, and like play around it. Play to it. Sound like Skeeter's called. Yep, that's off the dome. So anyway, let's watch this whole thing through in super slow-mo. We got the spin, good reactionary shot, but now I feel like we have Devry all of a sudden out of guard. He tries to snap back into the guard, but he's expecting this like high wrap. You can see this like hanging guard here. And so, like, sure, fine, but again, I don't think you need to devote both your resources to it. If your hanging guard is here, your shield can probably be covering up your stomach a little bit. Wrap attempt, or looks like a hip wrap attempt from Skeeter there, bounced off the shield, off the head, and then I think that may have been the forearm of our Warlord hero. Nope. Hits the weapon. That's good, though, right? Yeah. It looked like tricep and body to me, too. So, yeah. Really impressive, like, burst of mobility out of Skeeter here. Takes the leg. Takes the arm, then the leg. That's kind of far away. I'm not going to try to analyze this one super well. Let's see if we can spot where that arm goes off. Yeah, it just catches him trying to hip wrap. Comes straight down top of his arm. Or shoulder wrap. We'll try to analyze a fight when we got a better view. So this is the second time that this like little cross pop into stab has worked for Devry here. And so I know he's a warlord, and so I know his like pedigree is at least like pretty good. And I know that one of the things that makes good fighters really good often is their ability to like pattern recognition. And so now I'm interested to see if he just starts like machine gunning that, not machine gunning it, but throwing it a lot more often. And then once Skeeter reacts to it, if and when he does, if he then starts using the knowledge that that shot is lethal as a way to set up other things. Yeah. Yeah. Like, the Vry's spin here is closer to what I think would be like a good way to be a good way to spin, because like he times it for when you're stepping in, or at least that's maybe doesn't time it, but that's like kind of triggers it. That's, where did your sword go, Skeeter, in the middle of all that? Pop, spin. Is that off the head, perhaps? Yeah, looks like it might have been off the head and neck. Almost a clean back shot. Or maybe it just planes out a little bit and hits air. I wish I had a view from the other side. Also, what a frame. What a frame. I feel like there's like a golden ratio meme here. Picks up a couple more blocks. Okay, good. I appreciate the honor there. I was kind of like, I could looked like it might have been good. Um, but yeah, glad to see Devry take that. My default mode is like if I have to think about it, then it's good. Like if like I have to like if I have to stop and wonder like was that a good shot? Well, I'm thinking about it, so I think I'd enjoy fighting these guys, hitting them in the head also and getting hit by them in the head. I throw too many headshots. Am I blind? I'm just trying to like. All right, I gotta look at things better. I'm having this problem where like I just get distracted watching the fighting and I forget that I'm supposed to be talking about it. Yeah, and talking about maybe some pattern recognition here. Looks like we have Skeeter first, perhaps, and the fight progresses from there. And talking about like pattern recognition, maybe this is where Skeeter starts noticing, and it's kind of look like maybe patterns that they already know exist, like because that little like stab has worked both times I've seen it tried. That counter wrap when Devry tries to dark side is something I've seen work 2 times now, and so I wonder if these guys have a bit of history fighting each other and already kind of know some patterns. If not, it's gonna be interesting to see if they cue off of it. Stop swinging your swords so fast. Big circle potion fake. Into shield. Into dark side. What's going on with Devry's shield here? So I think that the biggest thing that goes wrong here for Devry is how super square he is. Like this motion from Skeeter gets his shield moving all the way over to the side here, and then it kinda gets stuck. Both legs, yeah. I'm just trying to skip past the ones where I don't really have anything to say about it. Good exchange. Let's take a look at this exchange. We just lose the forearm right there in the beginning. This looks like it might be straight to the wrist. Nope, off the shield. No contact on Devry there. Off the shield. And still looking at like Skeeter, we're having this issue of coming back like fully chambered and fully cocked here. Like, this is just going to cost you so much time, and you're already looking like you're super solid. Just taking your like trying to train that out to where like you just start resetting 3/4 cocked instead of all the way is just going to make you that much faster. Skeeter swings for the super open, and looks like they might trade there. Arm for a second limb. Yep. Getting close. Where's my coffee? Yeah, a little bit too all in. We have this little stab to set things up. We square our feet as we step through. We throw for the big dark side, but it gets deflected off the shield, and it's there. And again, just like that straight around the side wrap, I would like to see it thrown lower against people when they dark side against you, like talking to Devry right now. Like, it works. Hard to argue with W's, but I think if you're wanting to be mechanically, like, super good, you'd want to be throwing your wraps a little bit lower. It also lets you stay in, like, if they try to keep darksiding you or they try to double tap you, having your hand lower keeps you in a position to naturally kind of obstruct it while your shield's across your body. We land that stab? Yeah, see, again, like, I feel like these guys know each other's patterns really well, and now, if, like, somebody is starting to exploit something against you, it's time to start trying to shore it up. So, like, for me, it's rare for things like this to happen to me. It's more often when I'm fighting against a good flow fighter, they'll really try to exploit, like, my sword shoulder slot here. Um, like, just taking your sword and just canting it in a little bit against your head. You don't want to be chicken winging, because that's a whole different problem, but it's literally just taking your wrist and just turning it in a little bit. Start blocking off that area. Yeah. Instead, we have, like, swords tilted really far out, or right foot forward. The shield comes back as we lunge, and this is just a nice, tight, little proper response, looks like. Very nice. Nice of him to let him change his gear up, change his hands up. And this is where legends are made. Yep, that was a pretty stiff one. Thankfully, amp guard weapons, but amp guard weapons can still have a nice little sting on the tape. Oh, come on, I want to see it better than that. Give it to me. Give me the headshot. Boop. We don't really have contact, but we have like a frame right before and right after. Ooh. We've all been there. Giving and receiving. Yeah, it looked like nose and lips. Yep. Big ol'. He fucking threw his own sunglasses off. What a spin. Do you have a good orthopedic surgeon? Because if so, I want their number. Because these knees, bro, these knees are doing some work. If I tried to do this, my kneecap would literally just explode. Like, in Aqua Teen Hunger Force, like the bit where they just throw things and things would explode. That's frame. The glasses. Oh my god. That's beautiful. It's beautiful. Look at him go. Oh man. I'm gonna take a screenshot of at least one of these frames. That's amazing. Anyways, DeVry fucking cranks it, but it looks like this might just be a trade, body for body. Oh Jesus. Yeah, looks like we get the leg and the posted. Sometimes you just gotta hit a Warlord in the leg. It's alright. Everybody needs to do it. It's fine. And unfortunately, we don't get a good shot of the last strike, but it just looks like a little chop into rolling over into money. Picks up the body as our dude's squaring up. Yeah, good thing you didn't fall over. Well, all right. That's it for the review. This one ran on kind of long, but went kind of late. This is from the Nerd Rage YouTube channel. That's where it was uploaded. Give them a fucking subscription. Check out their content. But yeah, thanks guys. I'll see you again soon.